Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley, also known as the third eagle of the apocalypse and the co-prophet of the end times. Several of my subscribers have asked me if I thought it was immoral for them to enroll in Obamacare. And the reason they wonder is because Obamacare is involved in immoral activity, such as taxpayer-funded contraception, abortifacient drugs, sterilization, and so on. None of those things are health care. However, to my knowledge, this government-funded healthcare system is only required of individuals. Consequently, here are my recommendations. If you own a business, or if you run a Catholic school or religious institution, I would recommend that you drop health care coverage for your employees. I do not believe that that is mandatory. For example, I know that Christian companies like Hobby Lobby are spending millions of dollars challenging Obamacare in the courts, and I believe this is a waste of time. The courts have already ruled that Obamacare is legal, even though, under the Constitution, as an American, you cannot be forced to buy anything. The Supreme Court ruled that Obamacare is a tax, and Congress does have the authority to raise taxes. As much as you may not want your taxes raised, the majority of Americans voted and re-voted for Barack Obama as president, and this is a centerpiece of his administration. Does this mean that you as an individual should enroll in Obamacare? Will God hold you responsible for those immoral activities? And I don't believe he will. Congress is the one that passed this tax increase. They are the ones who will be held accountable. In fact, I would not want to be in their shoes on Judgment Day. However, Jesus said, you as an individual should pay your taxes. Maybe you remember that story where he directed his apostles to go down to the shore and catch a fish which had the tax coin in its mouth. And he also said, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. I'm sure there was a lot of immoral activity going on in the Roman Empire at the time of Jesus. But he still said, you should pay your taxes. On the other hand, you will be held accountable if you voted for those immoral congressmen or presidents who support immoral activities paid for by your tax dollars. And finally, people ask me about my own personal situation. I happen to be a veteran, so I get my health care under the Veterans Administration. I don't know if they pay for abortions or not. I know they don't pay for childbirth, so probably they don't. The real important problem will come when the government requires us to take the mark of the beast. Then, whether you're in the VA or whatever Obamacare plan, you and I must refuse that possibility, because the Bible makes clear that if you accept the mark of the beast, you will go to hell. And please don't forget to visit my new website, thirdeaglemedia.com, where I am currently unsealing the prophecies of Daniel. And I hope to have chapter 8 up very soon. And I especially want to thank you who gave very, very generous donations via PayPal. Thank you so very much for supporting my YouTube and now my internet ministry.